Hello. Once you've taken some good photos, you'll want to put them into an editing program and see if you can make them even better. So first, let's take a look at how to edit on an iPhone. Start by opening up your photos and selecting a photo that you would like to edit. Hit the edit button in the top right corner, and then start by selecting the Auto Enhance wand at the very top corner. This wand will automatically increase the color and contrast and make your photo pop. It's a good quick fix. Then go down to the bottom left and select the little square. This is the crop tool. The crop tool will allow you to twist your photo, changing the angles if you would like, and also to crop in and zoom in on certain parts or cut certain parts of your photo out. You can choose different boxes, like a square box, to crop your photo if you would like. You can also just pinch to zoom in and zoom out on certain parts if there's one part of your photo that you would like to zoom in on. But this will cause some pixelation and loss in quality, so try to avoid cropping too much. You can select the next icon over the three circles, which are the filters. You can click through the filters, and if you like any of them, you can use them. But filters are default photo editing settings that are really designed for inexperienced photo editors to just click and have the photo be automatically edited. What you really want to be able to do is edit the photo to essentially create your own filter. And you do that by selecting the next icon over. It will look like a dial. This is the manual photo editing settings. You can click this, and the first option will be to adjust the light. The scroll bar that will pop up at the bottom of the screen can make things lighter or darker, but to really have full control over editing the photo, you need to hit the list icon on the bottom right. This list icon will bring up the fine-tuning controls that will allow you to really change your photo. So hit those little three bars, little list icon on the bottom right, and then that will bring up all of your options under light. The first one is brilliance. Brilliance will make your photo look like a bright light has been shined on it. It'll pop the colors, it'll pop the light, it'll make it look like a bright sunny day, even if it's cloudy. Or if you bring it down to the left, it'll make it look dark and dull. The next option is exposure. Exposure will just either lighten or darken the entire photo. It won't necessarily make it look like a light's been shined on it, it'll just make it light or dark. Highlights adjust only the light areas of the photo. So it will either take the light areas and make them lighter, or take the light areas and make them darker, but it will leave the dark areas unaffected. Shadows does the same thing with shadows. It will make either the shadows lighter or the shadows darker, but it will leave the light areas the same. The next option is brightness. Brightness works almost exactly like exposure, either making the whole photo lighter or darker. The next tool is one of the most powerful. It's contrast. If you take it to the right, it will make the darks darker and the lights lighter, making for a very dramatic image. If you take it to the left, it will bring everything down to a medium and allow you to see detail. And the last option is black point. Black point only affects the black areas of the photo. You can either turn the black areas darker and blacker, or you can turn them grayer. Underneath the light options is color. You can select color, and again, there'll be that bar that will make it either gray or more colorful. But if you really want to have control, hit the three-bar list on the bottom right to open up the fine-tune controls. The first one will be saturation. Saturation affects how intense the colors in your photo are. All the way to the right, intense color. All the way to the left will be black and white. Then the next option is color contrast. This will make the colors pop from one another. It'll make the reds redder and the greens greener, or it can make all the colors have a more similar vibe. And the third color option is cast. Cast controls if the colors in the photo are warm or cool. If you bring it to the right, it will be warm. If you bring it to the left, it'll make the colors cool. And I like the look of the cool colors in this photo. It makes it look like a cool autumn day. I'm gonna up the set. The last editing option are the black and white options. You can turn your photo black and white and then you can control the values of these black and white areas. I won't go into too much detail on the black and white controls in this video, but if you would like to play around with them, you'll figure it out. Now that you know what all the tools do, let me show you how to use them to improve a photo. So I'll select another photo for my camera roll, then I'll hit edit. I'll go ahead and auto enhance the photo with the wand in the top right corner. Then I will crop in, making it a little bit closer into my subject, the student throwing the snowball. Then I will angle it a little bit to add to the action of the photo. Crop in a little bit closer. And then select the editing options, hitting the list on the bottom right to open up the light options. I'm going to up the brilliance. Then I'm going to go down to highlights, skipping over exposure. I'm going to make the highlights a little bit lighter to really make the snow look bright and white. Then I'm going to go down to shadows, and I'm going to bring the shadows down a little bit to get rid of some of those intense dark footprints. Then I'm going to up the contrast just a bit to make Evan pop. Then go down to black point, and I'm going to bring the black point down to calm down some of those shadows in the snow and make the shadows gray instead of black. Then I'm going to go down to color and then hit the list icon in the bottom right to bring up the fine-tuning color options. I'm going to bring the saturation up to make the colors pop. I'm going to bring the contrast up as well. And then I'm going to bring the cast slightly to the left to make the snow look a little bit blue and cold. I'm pretty happy with that edit. You can tap the photo to compare to the original, and you can see if your edits improved it. I think mine did. So I'm going to go ahead and hit done. And then look at the photo. Beautiful. All right, your turn to pick a photo and experiment with the editing tools to see if you can improve it.